The sewage treatment will be done very easily by using the microorganism application, and that too by using transgenic microbe. So the sewage treatment are of many varieties. One is called as primary sewage treatment plant. Again, back I'm repeating. One is called as primary sewage treatment plant. Another is called secondary sewage treatment plant. So you know very well, if the water rich in oxygen demand, if the water is rich in oxygen demand, then the aquatic flora and fauna will be not growing properly. What do you mean about aquatic flora and fauna? You know very well, the flora means plant and fauna means animal. So the aquatic flora and fauna, okay, is very very important for make 2f like this. You remember f square like this. You remember in your mind. So flora and fauna. So here, if you're talking about the sewage treatment plant, basically, here we can give the proper treatment, okay, by removing the oxygen demand. So why the oxygen demand is much more, you know very well, in the waste. Sometimes we are having the organic waste. Organic waste is rich in hydrocarbon chain. Again, back I'm repeating, organic waste is rich in hydrocarbon chain. Organic waste is rich in hydrocarbon chain. Again, back I'm repeating, organic waste is rich in hydrocarbon chain. This hydrocarbon chain, a lengthy hydrocarbon chain, which consumes plenty of dissolved oxygen. So if the dissolved oxygen is less or zero, other aquatic plants and animals can't survive more efficiently. Why aquatic plants and animals can't survive more efficiently? Why? Because of the less oxygen or zero oxygen. Why this happened? Why? Because of the organic waste rich in lengthy hydrocarbon chain. Organic waste rich in lengthy hydrocarbon chain consumes plenty of oxygen. Because of the consumption of plenty of oxygen, what happens is the plenty of carbon is removed as carbon dioxide. The carbon is removed as carbon dioxide. So the carbon is removed as carbon dioxide. Carbon is removed as carbon dioxide. So what will happen is, because of this reason, oxygen is completely removed from the water. So removal of the organic waste is very important. Removal of the harmful microorganism which sweeps the oxygen at a massive level. For example, if you're talking about the algae which is growing at the massive level like Nostac. Nostac oscillatoria are the classic example of the algae which uh, is responsible for growing at a massive level. So oscillatoria and Nostac are the two algae which grows at the massive level and traps the dissolved oxygen at the maximum level. So the other aquatic plants and animals can't grow properly. So this Nostac and oscillatoria, a type of algae which is responsible for causing the algal bloom. You know very well, algal bloom is nothing but the massive growth of the algae. Oxygen level is getting depleted. So there is a reason why, for removing the algae, for removing the organic waste, we are using the sewage treatment plant. We are using sewage treatment plant. So in the sewage treatment plant, what we need to know is primary treatment plant and secondary treatment plant. Before entering into the primary treatment plant and secondary treatment plant, any one of you are having any doubt in the case of sewage treatment plant, please let me know. So any one of you are having any doubt in this place, please let me know in the sewage treatment plant. So I asked the question to you, no one raised the question, so I am entering into the sewage treatment plant. In the sewage treatment plant, the primary treatment plant is taking the waste coming from municipality. Municipal waste is not only coming from the hotels, not only from the uh, educational industry, and also from the various houses. We are taking the waste. We should not supposed to use the word industrial waste. Industrial waste includes massive sewage treatment plant, whereas house waste sewage treatment plant involves only less application of the microorganism and is less costly. Okay, here it is very cheap. Okay, so now we are entering into the sewage treatment plant, primary treatment plant, and secondary treatment plant. We'll explain to you in detail. So in the primary treatment plant, what we need to understand basically, after taking the industrial waste, we are giving that industrial waste into the primary treatment plant, there we are making the component to get settled down. The components are are settling down at the base. We used to call this as sludges. This solid waste we used to call as slurry. Either you call as slurry, or either you call as solid waste, or either you call as sludges. Okay, or either you call as pellet. Okay, you can use multiple word. In the CBSE board exam, they are using multiple word. That is the reason why we told this number of messages. So here, uh, listen very, very carefully. So again, back I'm repeating. After getting the industrial effluent, like this, I'm not saying. After getting the household waste material, we are making that household waste material to get stagnated for a while in a very big sewage treatment plant. In a very big sewage treatment plant, we are making it to get stagnated for a while. Okay, and while making it to get stagnated, the big molecules are settling down, which we used to call as pellet. And above the pellet, we can see the liquid material which is there above the pellet, which is nothing but supernatant or liquid. So this material, pellet, we used to call as insoluble fraction. Insoluble fraction, which is present at the base, whereas soluble fraction, which is there at the top, in the along with the liquid, that soluble fraction is taken to the next important tank that is called secondary treatment tank. So in the primary treatment tank, we are making the waste to get stagnated for a while, okay, or for certain time period. If it is getting stagnated for this much time duration, the particle which are having huge waste are sedimenting down. The particle which is having the least weight, which is there in the liquid, which is there in the least weight, it is there in the liquid. So again, back I'm repeating, in the liquid, the molecules which is having the least weight are here, and the molecules which are having maximum weight are there at the down, right? So now we are entering into the secondary treatment plant. Before entering into the secondary treatment plant, okay, what we did in the primary treatment plant, we separated the massive waste material having huge weight. In the secondary treatment plant, calmly you listen to me. Okay, why? Because we are going to narrate some extra points in addition to the given points of the board. In the secondary treatment plant, in your CBS textbook, they are not given the picture in detail. So that is the reason why we are drawing, for making you to understand much more better than the content. Here in the secondary treatment plant, there are totally two tanks are there. One is called as aerobie digester tank. In this, the oxygen using bacteria is used. There is a O plus like this I am writing, and O minus means in this tank we are giving the oxygen. In this tank we are not giving oxygen. So in the tank A we are giving oxygen. In the tank B we are not giving oxygen. So in the oxygen rich area, aerobie bacteria grows over the waste material, and those waste materials are getting sedimented down as a flux. As a flux. Flux means as a cluster of solid waste. So we need to understand flux is a substance which is formed at the base. Like this, we are not saying because of the aerobic bacteria growth in the tank A with the help of oxygen, plenty of waste materials are digested, and those digested waste materials and the aerobic bacteria are coming and settling down as a cluster of waste at the base. Now, if you're talking about the tank B, in the tank B, we are maintaining zero oxygen. In this, we are maintaining anaerobic bacteria to grow much more massively. When the anaerobic bacteria are growing massively, when anaerobic bacteria is growing massively, what happens is the anaerobic bacteria sweeps plenty of waste material. Plenty of waste materials are removed by the anaerobic bacteria, and those waste materials, after removal by the anaerobic bacteria, again back the plenty of waste material and anaerobic bacteria sediments down. So one more time I'll repeat. One, we have in tank A and tank B in the secondary treatment plant. In the tank A, with the help of oxygen, the aerobic bacteria is growing and utilizing all the nutrients and making the cluster of flocks which is sedimenting down. In the tank B, plenty of anaerobic bacteria is growing, which is taking the waste material coming from the tank A, and in the absence of oxygen, this B tank bacteria, the B tank bacteria in the absence of oxygen okay, utilizes all the waste materials and makes flocks. These flocks are getting sedimented down. These flocks are getting sedimented down. This is the message we need to understand. Now we are entering into the next important point. In the sewage treatment plant, we explained many number of informations for you, right? In this information, we told primary treatment plant and secondary treatment plant. So the crux of this, all this concept is I need to reduce the biological oxidation demand and chemical oxidation demand. We already told to you the biological oxidation demand is because of the strongly growing uncontrollable algae, as well as you know very well the strongly controllable, okay, strongly growing uncontrollable microbe. Uncontrollable microbe means if you're talking about algae, not all algae, only few algae, okay, dominates the entire water medium very aggressively. In addition to the uncontrollable algae, what else are there? Means um, uncontrollable quantity of the algae. Uncontrollable quality of the algae. There is one thing. And then uh, who will be growing much more in the case of sewage treatment plant? You know, hypersaline lagoons and pest. Okay, we can say simply the worms. Okay, here hypersaline lagoons. Hypersaline lagoons. So here, if we're talking about hypersaline lagoons, which grows very faster, okay, these all things should be removed. Okay, from the water medium, from the sewage waste material, right? In addition to all these things, what else we need to understand is basically the uncontrollable algae growth, okay, and uncontrollable lagoons like this I already told you. And then moreover the organic waste materials which are having the lengthy hydrocarbon chain should also be removed. Why we are making the this type of removal? Why? Because organic waste removal, again back I'm repeating, organic waste removal I am calling as chemical oxidation demand. Okay, the algae lagoons growth removal, we are saying biological oxidation demand will be overcome. Okay, here we can remove the biological oxidation demand and we can remove the chemical oxidation demand by removing the organic waste material and by removing the uncontrollable growth of the algae, lagoons, etc. Right? So living species are creating the uh, threaten for oxygen content of the water, and organic waste or create organic content is reducing the oxygen content of the water. For that we are using this type of sewage treatment. So this type of sewage treatment is very very important for breaking the biological oxidation demand and chemical oxidation demand. So we know very well this biological oxidation demand is not only because of the algae, not only because of the lagoons, and even the water weeds like water weeds like, okay, we can't say that as algae. We can say that water lily or ecornia or hyacinth. So you know very well the water lily or ecornia or hyacinth also grows very massively. So those few harmful phytoplanktons, multiple terms why I'm using, why? Because the CBC board exam, they will be not going with a easy term. To which extent they need to confuse, to that extent they will confuse by asking the technical difficult question with the similar different technical term. Okay, so water hyacinth or phytoplankton, okay, and zooplanktons which are creating the issues for the water oxygen should be removed by sewage treatment plant, like the removal of the organic waste. So now in the sewage treatment plant, we need to understand properly what are the challenges we are facing as of now. The Ministry of the Environment has initiated the Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan. Okay, but still this plan is not working properly. Why? Because you know very well Ganga and Yamuna water is having a lot of waste material in it. So numerous sewage treatment plant to ensure the discharge of the only treated sewage into the river. So construction of the numerous sewage treatment plant is very, very important. So at least we can keep the water bodies, freshwater bodies, not only river, lake, and pond, and even well also will be kept in proper oxygen content. As a result, the drinking issues will be resolved. So now the conclusion is here the waste material dumping into the water should be checked appropriately with the proper rules and regulations. In addition to the um, water discharge monitoring unit. Water discharge monitoring unit is monitoring only the industry's effluents release, but the household release, school waste release, college waste releases should be removed and should be monitored more appropriately. Then only the treatment will be given properly to give the proper oxygen concentration in the water medium. Right? Why? Because you know very well 50 percentage of the total atmospheric carbon dioxide 50 percentage of the total atmospheric carbon dioxide is removed with the help of a genetically engineered algae. Okay, algae removes 50 percentage of the total carbon dioxide. Why? Because okay, two-thirds of the world is water medium. The two-thirds of the world water medium is very, very important in holding the plenty of algae. The plenty of algae, which is growing over the water medium, sweeps the plenty of carbon dioxide. So carbon print removal is taken care by the algae much more than all other plants. So whenever you are removing the algae, we are asking you to remove the algae and the water weeds only in the freshwater medium, but not in the marine water medium. So sewage treatment plant is not used for seawater treatment. Okay, it is used only for the freshwater treatment. So these type of questions also will come under the hard question, which is nothing but the high order thinking skill question. So hearts are nothing but high order thinking skill question like this. We only narrated for you. In this category, they will ask the sewage treatment plant application for the seawater or for the freshwater. Okay, justify the statement with your proper narration. Accordingly, we need to say the answer. Freshwater treatment only we are doing. Why? Because to remove the waste from the freshwater, but not to the marine. Why? Because the algal bloom is very, very important in the marine water to remove the carbon footprints of our Earth planet. So now the conclusion is the sewage treatment plant we discussed in detail. The relevant video, whenever you're having time, go to university team, posted a beautiful video in this, just cross-examine it. Now we are coming for describe the role of microbes in primary treatment, stage of the sewage treatment, explain the process involved and how they contribute to the sewage purification. And here, the role in the primary treatment maintains physical process. You know very well the long debris and particles are removed. When I'm conveying this message, please be very, very careful. The large debris is also called as pellet, right? And then second thing is we told to you the sedimentation once it is getting completed. Sedimentation once it is getting completed. So you know very well the supernatant is formed at the top of the sediments. The supernatant is having a lot of dissolved material which has to be removed. Okay, by microbial treatment. By microbial treatment, right? Discuss the importance of the microbial activity in the secondary treatment plan. Before that, I need to say a few information for you. The debris, as I already told you, is also called as pellet. The word you can use instead of pellet, you can say what instead of saying the pellet, we can say insoluble material or pellet or debris or molecules of huge weight or molecules of huge weight. So different terms they're using as a board exam. So be very competent enough to say the message. Now, if you're talking about the discuss the importance of the microbial activity in the secondary treatment stage or the sewage treatment. Explain how microorganism helps to reduce the biochemical BOD demand, right? If you're talking about the biological oxidation demand, again back this question is a hard question. Okay, the n number of time they're asking the board exam. Here, you know very well, microbe activity in a sewage treatment plant. We already told to you by using aerobic tank and then anaerobic tank. The same thing what I narrated, the same thing is given in a point by point basis for this question. This is the way you need to narrate the answer, right? So now we are coming further. Explain the microbial digestion of sludges in sewage treatment plant. Discuss the byproduct of this process and their potential use. You know very well, the sludges occurs in the anaerobic digester where specific bacteria that grown anaerobically. There is the bacteria and fungus. So, so that means you need to understand basically these bacteria and fungus are coming from where? Like this, if they're asking the board exam, it is coming from the aerobic digester tank, which is not given in the slide. So aerobic digester tank, from there we got the bacteria and fungus. And in this anaerobic digester tank, over the bacteria and fungus, we are growing the aerobic bacteria. No, we are growing the anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria are grown to the maximum level, and that bacteria, after digesting the bacteria and fungus, it produces plenty of nutrients in it. Now we are coming for the here. The digestion results in the production of various gases like methane, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon dioxide. Right? You know very well. In this particular process, microbial digestion of sludges in the sewage treatment plant. Okay, plenty of gases, not only hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide. These all things are produced. These are all the things which are used as a byproduct um, collector, and in this byproducts we are using multiple things. For example, let us consider, you know very well, the methane gas is used as a biofuel for running many engines, for running many industries, right? So, and that I already told you, because it is not only a source of energy, the methane gas, the source of energy in the sense, um, the methane gas we are also using to kill certain microbes in the lab, okay, in a controlled manner, okay, not in an uncontrolled manner. That is the reason why I told two, three applications of the methane, right? So now, like this, what can you see this place? How we narrated all the answers for each and every questions in a simplified way, in a precise way, with a very good narration, point by point order, in a point by point order, and with a lot of subheadings. So this is the way you need to remember it, right? So now we are coming for, okay, we discussed about the examples. Now we are coming for the tips for the exam. The tips for the exam, as I already told a number of times. So always you tune your mind of how the primary treatment is working, how the secondary treatment is working, and how the microorganisms are used in the aerobic environment, in the anaerobic environment. Because of that, what type of active sludges are formed, and this sludges is having the mixture of what is the ingredient of the primary treatment plant, what is the ingredient of the secondary treatment plant, okay, and what is the outcome of the primary treatment plant, what is the outcome of the secondary treatment plant. Like this, you divide the concepts with questions in your mind, and then you can bring all the points into time, right? So if you're talking about the if you're talking about the next important information is, I already told you biological oxidation demand, chemical oxidation demand. Uh, like this, I already told to you a number of time. Okay, um, this will be reduced with the help of primary and secondary sewage treatment plant, which should be operated under the controlled temperature and pH. Why? Because the microorganism which is doing the removal of the waste should grow in a specific pH where it exactly likes. For example, I'm a microorganism. I like specific temperature. I'll grow only in 40 degrees Celsius, or I'll grow only in 37 degrees Celsius. I am a microorganism. I'll grow only in the case of specific temperature, specific pH. There is no 18 pH. So they, okay, only 7 or 8 or 12, like this, up to 14. So microorganism specific pH, microorganism specific temperature, okay, should be maintained in the each and every sewage treatment plant to reduce the BOD and COD values. So that is very, very important. Why? Because microbes will die, all right? And for example, at 40 degrees Celsius, microbes will die. At 37 degrees Celsius, microbe will die. So we need to maintain 25 to 30, which is a advisable temperature in the entire sewage treatment plant. So pH maintenance, temperature maintenance, waste removal maintenance, okay, nutrients addition maintenance, okay, and then the second thing is proper movement of the treated sewage fluid from one tank to other tank. Regulation should be carried out more properly in a proper rhythm, right? So now